Good evening. My name is Michael Bertrand, and on behalf of Banyan Books, we'd like to welcome you to this, what I think will be a most astonishing evening of music, dance, and poetry. It's my job to ask you to turn off your cell phones and any beeping instruments that you might have, the usual thing that we say in these events. A reminder that the Red Cross has a table out front, and that partial donations from tonight will be going to their, what do they call it? Pakistan Earthquake Relief Fund. And if you can be kind enough to pick up an envelope and donate any more that you can, they'd greatly appreciate it, and so would the people in wintry Pakistan. You might notice on the back of your programs that we're going to do another event tomorrow night with Robert Bly and Mehdi Meshkini on the Persian poet Hafez. And that'll be at 7 o'clock, and you're all welcome to show up at the door, and there'll be plenty of tickets there, and that promises to be a great evening as well. Tonight marks more or less the 35th birthday of Banyan Books, and to mark that, I'd like to welcome and here is Mr. Banyan Books' Colin Limworth.
Oh, it's so wonderful to see you all here. Thank you. Especially a warm welcome to all of you from Lizanne and I and all of us who work at Banyan Books. The 35th birthday in our community. And a special thank you to anyone who's ever worked at Banyan, of whom there might be thousands by this time. And to all of you who continue to support us over the years in so many ways. And it's a delight to really offer this gift of an evening to you, and thank you for making it fly. I especially want to thank Dr. Meshkini, who you'll meet in a few moments, who has single-handedly drawn together these incredible musicians and artists from the four corners of the earth, and whose long friendship with Robert Bly has laid the groundwork for the alchemy of this evening. As well, a huge hugs to our impresario, Michael Bertrand, who you just saw, who really dreamt it, wove it, and has held it together. And I especially want to warmly welcome both Robert Bly and Coleman Barks, our distinguished elder brothers on the path of poetry, to lead us into some soulful and delicious trouble tonight. This evening, I'm happy to be able to say honors poetry as a path of heart, more sweetly as it unfolds through rhythm, melody, and dance. So, in this caravan tonight, may we put shackles on the feet of time, that we might catch a scent or a taste or a glimmer or a wee dram of what Dante called the love that moves the sun and the other stars.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Mehdi Meshkini. To have just one of these two poetry readers, Robert Bly, the poet, the writer, the essayist, the translator, social critic, and a peace activist, or just Coleman Barks, also a poet, a wonderful, inspiring poetry reader, translator, and a teacher, is an unforgettable experience. To have them both at the same time here tonight is a lifetime experience. To have him read poetry of Rumi, the greatest mystic poet of all times, is a mystical and spiritual journey that few are blessed to experience in their lifetime. Add to all that the world-class musicians and dancers which we have here tonight, and I think we're going to be in the heaven with Rumi, dancing with gods. This night almost did not happen because I almost did not go to have breakfast with Robert Bly one morning. He called me in the wee hours in the morning. I woke up. Someone says, "Come and have breakfast with me, Mesh." And I said, "Who is this?" You know what time it is? And then I recognized Robert Bly's voice. I was dead tired, so I said, "Oh, it's going to take me some time." He was leaving for the airport shortly after. I said, "By the time I get ready and the bridge traffic and all that," he says, "Mesh, I'll wait for you, come." So I went. We had a wonderful time. We spoke politics, poetry, and he gave me this wonderful autographed book, The Insanity of Empire, a book of poems against the Iraq War, which I cherish, like I've cherished his other books. So the moral of the story is, if Robert Bly calls you early in the morning, go. Good things can come out of it, like this wonderful night tonight. This night almost did not happen, probably either because if it wasn't for that night when Robert Bly was getting his award by National Book Award prize, if he had not stood so tall and give that fiery speech which he did, but more so by not calling a representative of draft resistors to hand in the check and say, "Use this check to promote the cause of peace and resist draft." I was so impressed. I was so impressed that night that I started reading his poetry very seriously. And I have since recommended that to everyone which I know is interested in reading poetry. He became a role model, not just for me, but I'm sure for millions of American university students like myself. So thank you, Robert, for being here tonight, but also thank you so much for all you've done for the world peace. And thank you Coleman Box. Again, not just for being here, but for everything you've done for Rumi. I really believe that Coleman Box has had more to do with introducing Rumi to North American audience than anyone else. I think he's done for Rumi here what that genius Edward Fitzgerald did for Omar Khayyam to make him a household name. So thank you, Coleman Box. Also, I would like to thank all the musicians, Zarbon Group, which so gracefully accepted my invitation to come, even though they were just finishing a tour of Europe and they were so tired that they were really planning to take some rest. Especially Pejman Haddadi, who had to cancel all his plans. Instead of being in Tehran, he ended up being in Vancouver, BC. Thank you, Benafsha Sayyad. You're a born artist. Thank you for accepting my invitation and coming. Also, I would really like to thank Benyon, Michael Bertrand, and Colin for really doing all the hard work. They accepted the business responsibility of this thing, so I didn't really have to do nearly as much as I would have otherwise. Also, I would like to thank Ramina Bahrami for being so accommodating. I hope I haven't missed anyone. If I have, I will be back. So please join me to welcome our guests tonight. Coleman Box, Robert Bly, Zarbon Group, Benafshe, and I knew I forgot someone. I had to say this also. My good friend, Rakib Burke, his wife, Linda, were so gracious to come and turn when I gave a Rumi workshop. I think it was last February. And also, of course, Mira, the daughter. So thank you, Linda, Rakib, and Mira. Thanks again, and please enjoy the night.